So North Korea issued a $2 million invoice for the care of Otto Warmbier before he was sent home. He was sent home in a freaking coma, all right? This is like me plowing into somebody in New York City, causing multiple injuries, and it all being my fault, and then I give them a bill for the repair of my car. Get out of here. We'll talk about it on The Radio Guy. You can't make this stuff up, folks. You just can't make this stuff up. So the Washington Post is reporting that North Korea issued a bill to the United States for $2 million for the care of Otto Warmbier prior to him being sent back to his home. The words that the Post used was brazen. The words that I'll use, I won't use on this podcast. If that's not a slap in the face, this man was sent back to the United States in a coma and died. And North Korea, this is where his injuries took place. And I don't believe we still have an understanding as to exactly what happened or anybody taking responsibility or any type of accountability. I mean, his parents, Otto's parents, of course, are blaming North Korea, but nobody has, from what I understand, apologized or taken responsibility for this poor man and his death. So the main U.S. envoy that was sent to North Korea to retrieve or to bring home Otto was told that unless they signed a statement agreeing to pay the $2 million, that Otto would not be released. According to the Washington Post, with instructions from President Donald Trump to sign this agreement, the U.S. envoy did in fact sign a statement stating that they would pay, or that the United States would pay, $2 million to the North Korean government for the care of Otto Warmbier. So this invoice for $2 million went to the U.S. Treasury, where it sat until 2017. Now, according to reports, it's not clear at this point whether the invoice has been paid prior to the summit meetings between Kim Jong-un and President Trump. When asked for comment, White House officials stated that they do not discuss anything with regards to hostage negotiations. So here we have an American young man, 21 years old, sentenced to 15 years of hard labor in North Korea, who falls into a coma. And they state for unknown reasons. I have to wonder whether the invoice for $2 million actually lists any type of diagnosis or anything pertaining to Otto's injuries, which could possibly lead to an understanding. You know what? We're never going to have an understanding. It's never going to be clear as to exactly what happened. The bottom line is we got a 21-year-old that's dead, and he was in North Korea and came back in a coma and died. And now North Korea has the so-called balls to issue an invoice for $2 million for the care. He wasn't cared for. He was crucified. Otto's father, Fred, said he never heard about the invoice, but to him it sounded like a ransom for his son. Now, it's been stated in the report done by the American envoy that Warmbier, Otto, did in fact receive, and I quote from the Post, really good care. I'm sorry, folks, but as far as I'm concerned, the words North Korea and really good care don't go together and don't belong together. I guess he wouldn't have needed the really good care if he wasn't treated really poorly in order to be put into a position or a medical state that he was in. Well, I'll tell you what, Kim, all right? How's this? Take the $2 million bill, all right, and pull it off the tab of the $501 million that were awarded to Otto's parents in a lawsuit that they say you and North Korea will never pay, all right? These type of stories really make me sick. They really do. A young man, 21 years old, is dead. Senseless. Totally senseless. Totally senseless. My name is Eric Martin Koppelman. I'm the radio guy, and wherever you are today, hey, make it a great day. The Radio Guy Live Show is a production of iRadio USA in cooperation with the American Internet Radio Network. No part of this broadcast can be reproduced in any format without the express written permission of iRadio USA and the American Internet Radio Network.